Hey everyone, this is Baylor from Scooby-Dooby-Doo on YouTube, and in this video I'm going to further continue talking on ifs. Okay, so I didn't cover everything I really should have talked about in the last video. So you remember last time we had this little, if my name is equal to Baylor, then we're going to echo, hey Baylor, else we're going to say, who are you? Well, I pretty much covered the structure of ifs pretty well, I think. Just basically, you have to write something. So here we'll say my name is equal to Baylor. Um, then we would echo, hey, Baylor. Else, then we could do echo, who are you again? Well, something that we can do is we can do a thing called an else if. Okay? Basically, what that does is we can say, if my name is equal to Baylor, say this. Then we can say, else if my name is equal to Jimmy, then we can echo, hey Jimmy. And then else would just say, we've said if there's a Baylor, no. Else if it's Jimmy, no. Else then just who are you? Okay, and that's basically what we're doing here. Hopefully you can kind of understand that. It's an else if. It's yeah. I don't think you can allow the space. You can, but I generally do not do that. So then the next thing that you can do is you'll notice that I'm writing something like this. Doesn't you really for something like this where we have one variable, we're checking for a name. Um, we can use something called a switch. And I'm afraid to talk about switch right now because I really need to show you some more about ifs. So I'll talk about that in a second. But just remember this little bit of code. I'll comment that out and push it down. I'll push it all the way out of view. Okay, what I need to show you. Okay, so let's say we're looking for Baylor or Jimmy. Okay, so let's do this. We'll say let's say if my name is equal to Baylor, and we'll just say echo hey. Else we'll say echo who are you? Because that's kind of something I guess I've started here. I don't know. I'm going to reload my page. You can see we get, well, that's not good. Oh, that needs to be lowercase. Okay. Hey. Okay, what if we wanted to see Baylor or Jimmy? Because we could, if we change our name to Jimmy, we want Jimmy to feel warm and welcome. We don't want them to be like, hey, who are you? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say if my name is equal to Baylor or if my name is equal to Jimmy. Okay, so basically these two lines say or. So we have Baylor or Jimmy. And if I come back over here and reload, you can see we get hey. So it can tell, we can check for Baylor and Jimmy at once. Okay? And if we did John, we get who are you? Okay, and that's where we could even do our else if. We could say, I'm bumping the mic. Hopefully that's not bothering you too much. Okay, so here you can say I said else if my name is equal to John, echo please leave. And if I come back over here and reload, you can see I get please leave. Okay, and then let's just kind of remove that line. What we could even do is, let's say we have my name and my friend. It will say my friend is Jimmy, and my name is Baylor. Okay, so here I have Baylor and his friend Jimmy. So what I want to do is I want to say if my name is equal to Baylor and my friend is equal to Jimmy. Well, right now we're checking for two different variables, okay? And you can see that we have an or. Well, we don't want my name to be Baylor or friend to be Jimmy, because then I could change my name to John and it would still run. So what we need to do is we need to say if my name is Baylor and my friend is Jimmy. Okay, so here we'll add an and, which is just two and signs. and I can come back over here and reload, we get hey. Okay, so before I go on too far, some people, I think it's possible you can say or and. I don't know if they have to be capitalized, but I generally do that so I can separate them. But that should work too. But I kind of stick with just the two and signs because that's just the way I grew up. When I meant that kind of a joke. That's just the way I grew up. But you can do it however you prefer. I mean, like I said, PHP is really versatile, and you can kind of do it however you want to do it for the most part. Okay, so that's really as complicated as ifs get. I think I've never really done anything more complicated than that, and that's really not complicated. Here, you know what we're doing. We're just saying if my name is equal to Baylor and my friend is equal to Jimmy. Okay, so and you can do that. I mean, they can get complicated in the sense that you could keep going. You keep going, say, else if my name is equal to John and friend. You know, you could do multiple different variations of that, but it's really not going to get too complicated. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring that code back up. So let's just kind of bring it here. And I'll uncomment that. Okay, and then we can get rid of this friend variable. Okay, so now we're right back to my name. And here you can see that we're just doing my name is equal to Baylor, else if my name is equal to Jimmy, else we do this, okay? Well, we can do a thing called a switch that makes that much easier to read and much faster. Well, I don't know about faster, but it makes it much easier to read and it's faster to write. I don't know if it makes PHP faster. Okay, so what we could do is instead of just, you can see the thing that's wrong with this is we're using the my name variable multiple times, okay? We have my name here and my name here. And we're checking, we're not like when we used our if, it's really good if we're doing something like if my name is equal to Baylor or my name is equal to Jimmy. I don't know Jimmy, by the way. I don't think I know somebody named Jimmy. I just kind of made that up. And then we could say do something for Baylor or Jimmy. Okay, well, that's not what that's something where ifs come in because switches can't do this. Switches can't say Baylor or Jimmy. Excuse me. But when we're doing something, just saying like, if the variable is equal to a single value like this, then this is where switches come in. So let me do this. We're going to create a switch, and we're going to switch to my name. Then we're going to say is we're going to have a case, and we'll have one for Baylor. Now the structure of this is case, quotes, your variable value that you're looking for, a colon, and then a break. And whatever you type on this line between the case and the break is what you're actually going to do. So we'll say, hey Baylor. And then we'll come down and we'll have a case for Jimmy. And then we'll echo, hey Jimmy. And then we'll have our default. And here we'll just say echo, who are you? Okay, so here you can see, now I added a lot of line breaks so I can kind of separate this. I don't really know a good way to do this, but it feels kind of crammed if I don't add those line breaks. But it makes my PHP files a bit longer. But here you can see that I was able to compress, or not necessarily compress, but I was able to do this the right way. Where I'm using a switch. I'm saying my name. I either have Baylor, Jimmy, or nothing. Okay, and in this way I have to keep writing else ifs. We're down here, I guess. Okay, so let's remove that, and if I come back over here and reload, you can see we get hey Baylor. And if I change my name to Jimmy, I get hey Jimmy. And if I change my name to John, I get who are you? Okay, so that's pretty easy, I think, and I do think that is the best way to handle instead of doing else ifs when you're just looking for a single variable to have a single value. Now inside of this you could do pretty cool stuff. You could do an if and say if friend is equal to Jimmy, echo, hey Baylor and Jimmy, else echo, who's your friend. So we'll change my name to Baylor and my friend, oh, sorry about that, to Jimmy. And I think you know what's going to happen here. I'm going to reload my page. I get, hey, Baylor and Jimmy. If I change my friend to John, and then you can say I'm kind of like, John's not getting any attention, but we reload, and we get, who's your friend. Okay, so I think that's all I really need to show you in this video. Thanks for watching it, and goodbye.